Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years.
In this video, we're going to be replacing the rear brakes on a 2010 Volkswagen GTI. All right, first we're going to remove the wheel. On most Volkswagens, they have these little caps that cover over the lug bolts. You're going to have to grab the tool from your tire kit, and it's like a hook, and you'll grab in the cap and pull it straight out. This vehicle does not have that. So we're just going to take our 17mm socket and our breaker bar and break them loose. Take our lug bolts out. We get to the last one, I'm going to hold the wheel on because there's nothing that holds the wheel up. You can grab the wheel, pull it off. Next we're going to take our caliper off. We're going to use a 13mm wrench. Break it free. Spin out by hand. If you have to, you can put another wrench on the inside to hold the caliper slide from spinning. Use the bungee cord around our shock. That'll prevent it from falling. Next we'll pull our pads out. Now we're going to take our caliper bracket bolts out. It's these two triple squares. This is a 14. I'm going to use it on our adapter and a breaker bar. These are really tight. It's good to have a long breaker bar when taking these off. All right, to get the top one, we're going to use a short breaker bar so we can fit it and a long pipe. All right, that's in. We're using the long pipe for extra leverage so that it's easier to break it free. You can also use a socket and extension for extra leverage. There we go. Now I'm just going to use a regular ratchet. Get it from over here too. I'm going to spray a little rust penetrant on this bolt so it comes out a little bit easier. I'm going to hold the bracket on the outside while I pull this bolt out so the bracket won't fall, the caliper bracket. got it loose. We don't have to pull the bolt out all the way. Next, we're gonna pull this bolt out that holds the rotor to the wheel bearing. I'm gonna use a T30 and a ratchet. Pull the bolt out. So we're gonna take a lug nut, put it on. Next, we're gonna take a big hammer and we're gonna hit all around this surface here, and that should pop it free. Now we can pull this bolt out, pull our rotor off. All right, as you can see, this is our old rotor and brake pads, and this is our new rotor and brake pads from 1aauto.com. As you can see, if you look at the two, they are identical. They have the same notches, same curves. It looks the same. It's got the same quiet shield on the back. And the rotors, you can see, they have the same lug hole patterns, the same machined surfaces. The back is the same height. The new rotor has these extra holes for venting and slots for better performance and handling. It's recommended that you check our website to determine which side the rotor goes on. This happens to be a passenger side rotor. And this is, if you order our parts from 1aauto.com, you'll be ready to rock and roll. Now we're gonna clean up our caliper bracket. What we wanna take is these pad slides out. And you're gonna use the wire brush. These look pretty good on the bottom up here. Not too much. So put those back in. And wire brush them. Next, we're gonna pull our caliper slide pins out. Just pop off. Use a little brake clean and a rag. I'm going to use a little bit of caliper grease. Slide it back in. Stick it back in. Next, we're going to clean up our hub surface where the rotor will mount. This one's not too bad, but if you have some rust on here, you want to use a wire brush. Just trying to get it all cleaned up right around there. That looks pretty good. All right, we're going to spray our rotor down with brake clean because when they're making the rotors, they put a protective coating on it. You want to get that protective coating off. The protective coating was put on there for rust purposes. Now we're good. Now we're going to put our rotor up. I'm going to line up this hole with the threaded hole. And just Just snug it up. All right. Put our caliper bracket back on. Slide it over the rotor, like that. We're gonna stick our bolts on the back side. We use our Torx M14 and a ratchet. I'm using a universal adapter with my socket so that I can get in there easier. Oh. Alright, next we're going to torque these bolts. We're torquing the bolts to 90 Newton meters. We're going to grease the pads. We're going to grease the ears and then the surface. Grease the other ear. It's going to go on here. We'll do the other one. There we go. I'm going to attempt to do it with the tool. There's 2 ears on this tool that are going to line up with the 2 ears on the pistons, 2 slots on the piston. That's good. And then you're going to rotate this adjuster out. And we're going to use a 1-inch wrench and a 14 millimeter. I'm going to twist it to the right. And as you can see, the caliper is going in. Now we're going to install our caliper to our caliper bracket. Now we're going to install the caliper to bracket bolts. It is recommended you replace these when doing this job. Now we're going to torque the caliper bolts. The torque for these bolts is 35 Newton meters. We're going to put our tire on, line the lug holes up, hold the tire, take our 17 millimeter socket and our lug studs. Then you want to bring it down so the tire's just barely touching the ground. Next we're going to torque these. We're going to do it in a star pattern. The reason you want to do it in a star pattern is to get the wheel to sit flush to the rotor without it warping. We're torquing these to 120 Newton meters, or about 88 foot-pounds. Be sure that after you do a brake job, you make sure that you pump the pedal because there is going to be an air gap between the caliper and the brake pads when you first start out. You want to make sure you get that caliper piston to go in.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at 1aauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.